You know, I've got a pretty decent Wi-Fi signal set up in my home here, but especially on the 5 gigahertz network, the signal could be better in places. So when the people at TP-Link reached out to me and asked if I'd like to paint my home in Wi-Fi, as the box implies, I said, why not? So as you can see here, TP-Link has gone ahead and sent out to me the TP-Link Deco system, the AC1300 whole home Wi-Fi system, the Deco M5 router. And basically what this system is, it's a multi-access point wireless routing system. Each of the base units can act as the router, and the other ones act as sort of mesh Wi-Fi hotspots, all working together to keep your entire home, as they say, painted in Wi-Fi. But the thing I found really cool and interesting about this is not necessarily that this can act as your whole home Wi-Fi router everything, but that it can actually sit on top of your existing network. Let's dive into it and we'll talk about all the fun things that it can do here in just a minute. So from the front of the box, you can see this whole system is going to come with 3 access points. The system itself retails for about $300, and as I've just heard this afternoon, you can receive additional units if you pay, I think it's $130 per unit. But with this 3-unit system, it can cover up to 4,500 square feet. It comes with built-in parental controls, antivirus, and TP-Link ART. And that ART stands for Adaptive Routing Technology. So basically it analyzes the Wi-Fi, well the router itself analyzes the layout of your home and your Wi-Fi network to determine which point it should connect to make sure you get the optimal experience. I'm always into learning about new smart technologies, so let's give this a shot. So inside of the box, there's another box. And inside of that box, there's 3 little circles. As I mentioned before, each of these are the router slash hotspot slash thing that will connect you to the internet. On the back of them, you're gonna find a USB Type-C port and then 2 Ethernet ports. So we'll come right back to these. And then under those, of course, you get 1 Ethernet cable. This is gonna plug into your internet connection. Cable modem, DSL, whatever it is that you have, this should plug directly into that. Unless you wanna plug it into your existing router, which is probably what I'm going to be doing, in which case I'll take one from one of the base stations, plug it directly into my router, and it should just figure it out. You also get a tiny amount of specifications and GPL notice, and presumably all 3 of these other boxes should just be the cables, the USB Type-C wall wart, and there you have it. So it is USB Type-C on one end, and then on the other end, it mentions outputs of 5 volts at 1.2 amps or 12 volts at 1.2 amps. And like I said, we've got 3 of those. And that is basically it. That's the contents of the box. And what I'll do right now, I'm gonna go ahead and take the advice of this little piece of cardboard, get the app, download the app for iOS or Android, and that will walk us through the process. All right, I've got the app installed, went ahead and logged into my TP-Link account. You create one pretty easily. And now it says, paint your home in Wi-Fi, let's begin. What you'll need, one of the Deco units, the power adapter, and the Ethernet cable. And all this can be found inside the box. Next it says, power off your modem. Power it off and remove the backup battery if it has one. Disconnect your old router before moving on. I think I'll go ahead and set it up this way, but then switch it over later, because I'd really rather not get rid of my previous router just yet. I'd really prefer to just use this to extend the existing one to make it better, because I do still like having additional ports. That's the one sort of downside to this that I can see, is it only has the 1 port, so you can't really expand your network. Technically, I guess you could go out from this to a switch, but that means you have to have another piece of hardware, and I've already got that piece of hardware in line, and it's already working. But we'll follow their instructions. I did read online somewhere that powering off the modem is absolutely necessary for this to work properly, so I'll do that. Modem powered off, and old router disconnected from it. Plug in your devices, connect your modem to Ethernet port on Deco and power them both on. And it actually says connected to either Ethernet port, so it really doesn't matter which one you plug it into. Ethernet in the modem, modem powered on, Deco powered on. And it says plug in your devices, so we've done that, we hit next. Now it says check your modem, wait about 2 minutes. When it's ready, the internet LED on your modem will become up and stable. We can't see it, but the modem is apparently up now. And it says check the LED status. Wait until the Deco LED pulses blue. This will take less than a minute. And it is now pulsing blue. That didn't take much time at all. It says looking for Deco. It's using Bluetooth to communicate with it. Found it. Again, very quick. Connected to Deco. Where have you placed this? Office. There were a bunch of options there, but it does say connecting to the internet. Deco's now online. Now let's create your Wi-Fi network. Sit that down so I can continue. It's back there. So my network name and password, we'll just give it a temporary name and create it. And there you go, it says complete. You can connect your devices to this network, Deco. You can add another one, or I'm done for now. I do have 2 more of these to set up, so I will go ahead and add those here in a minute, but I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm done for now. It says it's connecting to it. And in the background, it does show we're not connected to it, something went wrong, which means there is some sort of cloud service associated with this. So to get to your router, you're gonna go to the internet and then back to your router. The reason it's having problem connecting is because I'm not connected to that router, I'm connected to my old one. But we'll go ahead and select Deco and connect to it. And we're connected. So we'll retry on that. Came up immediately. It shows Office, it shows my download and upload speeds, and actually my download speed's supposed to be 100, so that's just over where it should be. And there's an update. So it looks like we're gonna go ahead and do this. It says version 1.0.8 fixes some bugs. So we'll go ahead and do that, and I'm sure we'll have to do it again for the other two. All right, update completed. Now let's see where we are. So it shows all Decos online, download speed 107.9. My connection is supposed to be 100 down, so 107, I'm good with that. And 8.4 up, it's supposed to be 10, but it kind of fluctuates. And 2 devices connected because while I was down, I actually connected one of my laptops to it. Works just fine. There's a message button up here. Let's see what that says. Devices detected, it does show. There's a button down here. What does that do? Wi-Fi settings, parental controls, antivirus, quality of service, advanced, updates, and managers. And under the Wi-Fi settings, there's actually an option to turn on a guest network and a shake to share. Which one to share? Main network. And then you have the option to actually send, I guess, your network connection information to friends and family members through your phone sharing apparatus. That's pretty cool. If I tap on Office, it shows me information about it. If I tap over in the little menu over here, it gives me info about myself, my account, create new network. If I go to parental controls, I can create new things to filter out, new profiles for that. Antivirus settings, malicious content filter, intrusion prevention, and infected device quarantine. And it says it's using Trend Micro for its antivirus. QoS, we've got standard, gaming, streaming, surfing, chatting, and custom. So you can customize it for each of those things, but you can't seem to do it on a very individual basis. Which means if I wanted to prioritize video uploading or I guess I could prioritize it for streaming so that other things like uploading videos don't impact streaming video. So that's actually probably what I will do. Let's see what that does. And that's that. Okay, so it's a little limited in terms of what it actually tells you. Under advanced, so you've got settings for IPv4, IPv6, LED controls, so you can put it in night mode to turn off the LED on it, or notifications. In notifications, it'll tell you when there's firmware updates, when a new device connects to your network, and give you monthly reports. One thing I have noticed about this, I haven't found a way yet to connect to the web interface on it, if there is one. Maybe I'm just missing something, but the app itself is working just fine. I just don't know how to get to the web interface yet. And I guess sort of the last thing to do is to go through the process of setting up the other ones throughout the home, and then probably switch it over so that it's not actually using my whole connection, but is just a part of my existing connection. Because I'd rather have more fine-grained control than just set it up for streaming. I'd rather be able to actually share ports, because I don't see that in here. I have to be able to get ports open so that I can actually have servers in my home and whatnot. So we'll give it a shot though. So to do the next one, we'll hit add. We need a Deco and a power adapter. So we'll hit next. Find a suitable spot in other parts of the home. Decos work best when placed in different rooms. So I'll take the next one up to the master bedroom probably. It's the farthest away point in the house. And it says once you're there, plug it in. I'll probably go ahead and put one at the other end of the house and then just walk around the house with a Wi-Fi measurement tool and see what the strength is and see if I need to put one. I think this has some built-in Wi-Fi connectivity testing. So let me go set this one up. We'll see how it works. All right, upstairs in the bedroom. Plug it in, give it a little bit. The light turns yellow, tells it starting up, and now it is pulsing blue, so I'll go ahead and hit the button in the app, and it says it's looking for Deco. Found it. And just as easily as before, connected to Deco. The light has gone solid blue now, and now it's testing the connection. It'll take less than a minute. It says now the position's very good. The Decos are perfectly connected. Where have you placed this? Bedroom. And it says complete. Now you can connect your devices to this. I'm done for now. And we do see 2 devices now, office and bedroom. Although it is showing the bedroom as having a older firmware because the firmware update's required. So there we go. So it's going to do the same thing the previous one did. It's going to take about 5 minutes, do the update and reboot. And it's a little while later and I've got the Deco units all set up. As you may be able to tell, I've got one on the shelf behind me. Now early through the process, everything that I've read, it says there's supposed to be a way for it to tell you where in your house you should place them for optimal coverage. I haven't found that yet. So what I ended up doing was I put them in the common places where we use connectivity. In my office here, where the main connection actually is, in our living room, right next to the back door, so it can be useful in the backyard, and then in the upstairs area, so we've got one in the master bedroom. And you probably can't really see it at the moment, but it is showing all 3 devices online. The other thing about it though is, I'd read a post, I think it was actually a review on Amazon that said, if you plug it into your existing router, it'll just figure it out and everything will work. Kind of not. Basically what I ended up doing was, I went into my existing router, I changed the names of all the Wi-Fi access points and hid them, and then changed the Deco Wi-Fi access point name to be my old access point name, Candide. Gave it the same password and everything, and every single one of my devices immediately reconnected using that. The upside and downside to this is now I don't have 2 different Wi-Fi network names, I have one, and it works kind of seamlessly. So it should, in theory, work on whichever one it needs to at any given time. It should figure it all out automatically. And it did figure out that it was running through a router instead of being on the internet. It just figured out I'm on a LAN, so I'm going to work as a LAN device, but that's really just auto IP addressing. And I've been using this for the better part of the afternoon and evening now for several hours, and basically just initial thoughts and impressions on it. Wi-Fi works just fine. It hasn't really helped or hurt my connection speeds or anything, as you would expect. I've used this little Wi-Fi analyzer app, and you can see there are a bunch of access points available because each one is running a 5 gigahertz and a 2.4 gigahertz signal. And it appears like at any given time, the one that I'm connecting to is whichever one I'm closest to, which is how it's supposed to be. But given the way that I've got these laid out, there's going to be some weird overlapping because I've got two that are in adjacent rooms and one that's much farther away. So I'll probably work on optimizing the layout. But early impressions of this, I like the idea and I really love the fact that it can be expanded. So if I wanted to, I could technically buy another one and put another part of the house. And with just a few button presses, it would seamlessly integrate into all the rest of it. I like that it does come with built-in integrated antivirus and malware blocking and everything. If you've got kids, you'll understand. Although it did say during the setup process that all of this is a 3-year thing. So after 3 years, it may just stop working. But at the same time, how long do you actually keep a router? The router I've currently been using for probably a year. The one before that I used for probably a year. I know a lot of people do keep theirs for longer than that, but I tend to change mine pretty frequently just to stay up to date. But still, 3 years worth of antivirus and protection and everything. For a good basic setup, I think this is a good all-around package. You've got parental controls, quality of service controls, built-in antivirus, malware control stuff. The things that it's missing are the more advanced things for me. Things like being able to actually run a server off of it, having multiple ports built into it so you could have multiple actual wired devices. But you can work around that with a hardware switch, or like I've done, plug it into a router. So I gotta say, just early impressions, I am impressed with it. I'm going to continue using it and loving it. And if anything comes of it, and if anything changes, I will definitely let you know. But I'll put a link to where you can find it down in the video description below. Thanks so much to TP-Link for sending this over for me to check out, for painting my home with Wi-Fi, if you will. Keep in mind, I was not sponsored to make this video other than just receiving the device for free. I wasn't paid to say nice things about it, and I have pointed out some things that are not so great about it at the same time. So make your decision based upon my thoughts if you like, or make your own mind up based upon that, that's fine. But thank you guys as always for watching. Leave a thumbs up if you like the video, subscribe to receive more whenever they become available, and hit the notification bell so you actually get notified. And I'll see you again next time.